Welcome back, watch fans. We're going to do a quick market update on the Rolex Submariner for February 2024. And we're going to cover 11, 11 of the most popular models, going over some of the prices in the current market. And also, we have some indication of current supply. So keep your eye on that supply. So that gives you an idea of where things are. Let's kick it off with, probably one of the most popular watches out there in the market. I mean, you see this everywhere. This is the Submariner Date 16610. And this is, the classic 40 millimeter. This has been in production for over, was it 20 years, over 20 years. And you should be able to get one of these. Again, the prices are based on from the low end to sort of the higher end here, based on is box papers included, condition. Now, again, some of the older models, we're not expecting box papers. It's going to come naked. So, you're buying a watch from 1993. Most likely, it's just going to be the watch by itself, naked, no box papers. But later models, you do want it. And of course, there are prices a little bit higher for some, maybe better condition. But this is the proper range, 7,500 from the low end to about 10,500. And that is, again, you want to check, make sure you got all the links. The condition is good. Obviously, the watch should be functioning properly. This is this is from the collection of Rolex 16610, with his title as the Golf Glove. Again, there is a ton of supply out there. This is one of the most popular Rolex models in the professional range, as they like to call it. Okay, next up we have the Submariner 116610 LN. This is kind of the slightly newer model. This is with the ceramic bezel. This is with the ceramic bezel versus the older model, which had the aluminum. You like the ceramic? You're gonna have to pay a little bit more. It's newer watch, newer movement, better bracelet, etc. And again, it's the 40 millimeter size, so it's good size. And these are right around 10,000 to 11,000. You're going to want one ideally with box papers. Again, the box paper stuff is becoming more important for kind of newer watches. Anything made in the last, let's call it 5 to 7 years, 5 years, 7 years for a Rolex. You really want to get box papers. If you talk about brands like Patek, you definitely have to have box papers for anything, let's say past, I would say the year 2000, anything in the last 20 plus years, you're going to want box papers. For Rolex, last 5, 7 years, 7 years is, it's good to have it. Most likely you're going to, the boxes means nothing, but it's people like it. Okay. And again, there's plenty of supply of these things. There is about 500 of these on the market. And again, we're using Chrono 24 as kind of the baseline indicator. There's a lot of duplicates on Chrono. There's a lot of guys showing the same stuff. But if we add up everything else out there in the market, these are pretty much the correct numbers of what's more or less online. I'm not counting stuff that's sold some corner store somewhere, who knows, wholesale, whatever. This is kind of the main market that most people are going to be looking at. Now, we got the newer model. This is the current production, 12610 LN. This is the larger size, 41 millimeter. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's a little bit disproportional in size. Again, you got the ceramic bezel, slightly better bracelet. Again, plenty of these out there. The list is I think 10,250 with the date. And these should be, you really should be able to get one of these from your Rolex authorized dealer with minimal wait time. To probably have it in stock, or you may have to wait a month or so at the most. These are very, very, they're all over the place. There's no reason really to, but again, in the secondary market, they could be going for, a little bit over list price. Again, um, you have to also count in tax into that. So if you're buying it, for, let's say, list price in the US, most places are going to have like 8% plus sales tax, 10% in LA. And if you ship it out of state or whatever, you may not have to pay sales tax, may not have to pay. That's kind of that, the gray market price, or I should say the secondary market price is right around there. Okay, beautiful watch. This is the Hulk, the 116610 LN, excuse me, 116610 LV, 40 millimeter, right? The classic size. This is worn by Mechanical Motion. This is a collector out in Ireland. I guess, the green makes a lot of sense, right? Beautiful picture. By the way, we're always looking for the good pictures when we're showing one of these reports. So it's not that easy to find. And again, we're looking to show the watch on the wrist so you can actually see how it's worn in normal lighting, not, when some dealer lights it up with good lighting and all that stuff. This is, normal lighting. So this is a watch, again, 2010, about a 10-year production. 16 to 18 grand is the price range. Ideally, you're going to want one of these with the box papers. This is kind of more of a collector type watch. So this is something people will want with box papers. Again, when you're talking about some of these kind of, the basic black Submariner, I don't think the box paper stuff is going to matter as much, because again, this is kind of the commodity, these are the commodity Rolexes. A lot of people, if you need to resell it in the future, there's a lot of people who just want to watch for that watch. When you get into more particular watches like these, green dials, more specialty things, people will want the box paper. So you're definitely going to want that. And you should be able to get one of these for about 16, 17 grand in good condition. Let's move along to the next model. And this is the Kermit Starbucks. And again, this is with the ceramic bezel. A little bit less of these out there on the market. These are about 12 to 13,000. Great picture here. Again, I love this guy. Took a great picture. This is, how do we get it? How do we get this? Here we go. This is Carlo. No, I'm sorry. This is actually, I think this is actually, we have the wrong name here. The wrong name credited. This is a collector in Barcelona. Notice the bracelet matches the watch, and also the car. The dials on the car match the watch. Very clever. Next up, we have the no date. We have the no date. By the way, this is a live. So Nick, welcome to the program. Welcome, Nick. Obviously, we're doing the live show. Feel free to leave your comments, questions below. Submariner no date. And again, a lot of people like these no date watches. I think they're actually pretty cool. And again, it looks slightly off in this picture because again, he's turned the bezel. So you got the, the I guess the pearl indicator. I forget what you call it, but he has it at that kind of 4 o'clock position. So it looks slightly off, but no. And again, this is, this has been made forever. 20 year. This is, what is it? 20 years plus. One of the cheaper Rolexes out there, 75. You could probably get these any day of the week for about $7,500. Kind of like your basic beater watch. And what I like about it is it's nice and clean without the date. It's a nice clean design. And you know what? If you're kind of anal about it, you don't want to bother to change that date. It's just put on the watch, and you're good to go. So again, about 7,500 bucks. Plenty of these things out there. And again, newer example. So you got something newer, shinier, better bracelet with a ceramic. And again, I think basically you get that nice kind of shiny look to it. That's really what you're getting with the ceramic. And these are about 9,500 bucks. Again, you get these pretty much all day long. And yes, unbelievable but true. Unbelievable but true is what is happening with this market. Again, these the watches that we're showing on the screen. These are kind of your kind of commodity watches. Why are we showing Rolex Submariner? The Submariner, hey, it's what the internet wants. So we're giving the punters what they want. So we're here to please. We're here to please. But we got some interesting Submariners coming up. Here we go. We're gonna get a little more interesting. This is kind of a little bit more up my alley. So we have the Rolex, the Bluesy, or what as I call it, the King Tut, and this is again, the prices on these are going to range. The prices on these are going to range quite a bit, and these prices are going to be all over the map depending on the condition. A lot of these are kind of guys beat these up, and especially when you have a gold, you may have a little more stretch because of some of the gold, the middle links. You're gonna have you might have a little stretch. The guys who with this watch, they do tend to beat them up, and when it comes to these models, for some reason, whenever I've seen, they tend to get beaten up more with the gold, especially the older ones. You have stuff from the early 90s. They're getting get beaten. And again, as you get later into these, when you get the rehaut, the engraved, those prices are going to be a little more expensive. It's going to be a little higher at their range. It's going to be like 11, maybe even 12 grand. Those are going to be a little bit more rare. But the basic Bluesy, you should be able to get a nice, clean example for like 9,500 bucks. That's exactly like as we're showing. That's with not. In other words, the gold is not going through the bracelet, so the clasp, the clasp is not going to have the gold. It's just going to be the steel clasp. But when you get into the later models, towards the end run with the engraved inside of the bezel, with the rehaut as they call it, you're going to have gold through the buckle, or I should say, the bracelet. And that's going to be closer to the top of that range. So that is what is happening. Again, these watches that we're showing, they're very, very common. The only thing is when you get with this model, with the rehaut, with the engraved inside the bezel, that you have a fewer of those. There's probably 8, 10 of those on the market. Online. Again, you might be somewhere, in Italy or Spain, in a retail store, and there's that guy's going to have it there. He's not going to have it, at the online. Comment from Nick. Interest rates. Probably gonna stick around. Again, definitely interest rates do have an effect on the market. Again, it's higher rates, money becomes more expensive. It takes away sort of the marginal, that marginal buyer. Pretty interesting. Bitcoin, stock market, all these things have an effect. Especially when you get into kind of your more, the full gold models. And again, here we go. This is the newer version of the Bluesy, with a ceramic bezel, and these are going for about 15 grand, maybe 16 grand. And again, for this one, you could probably get this, list price, maybe even at a discount, if you have patience. You get one of these maybe at a discount very, 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 very soon. I think these are a little bit awkward, a little bit Yes, as I say, these are great for, diving into the spreadsheet. But, this is, again, 99%, 99.9% of all Rolex Submariner wearers uh, aren't going into the water. They're not going beyond, deeper than a 4 foot pool. They're going to be diving into that spreadsheet. Exactly, exactly. So, but the watch looks great. Again, this one I think looks a little bit awkward. This 41 millimeter. Again, much better bracelet. I mean, you have the micro adjustments and all that, better quality. The issue I have with the Bluesy, the original, the King Tut, is you have that cheap clasp, that cheap stamped metal. You get the newer model. The size is a little bit awkward. So it's a trade off. The size it's a little big. It's not as elegant. Now here are some interesting watches. We're gonna go. I'm calling this the landlord. Actually, that's not what I'm calling it. There's a guy on YouTube who's I think he's a real estate guy, Richard Praffett, and he called it the landlord watch. Why did he call it that? Because I think when he was a kid, like the landlord of his building wore one of these watches, and and when he got into real estate, I guess when you put this watch on, you feel like the heavy hitter. I think this is more of a. I think this may not be the correct term. Maybe it's the Miami Vice watch. This is the type of watch. And again, in this picture, the blue is not quite. It looks a little green. It's actually It's hard to find It's hard to find a good model with a watch on the wrist. You want you really want to have, and again, some of these have they get a little bit more purple. It's blue. This is the color is not the right color on this watch. It's hard to find the right one. Again, it's guys, it's difficult to find the right pictures. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's hard to find the correct pictures here. But again, this is the nipple dial. The nipple dial. What I like about this. Again, notice why they call it the nipple. Well, because those markers are like little nipples. They're like little nipples instead of these big ones. These big ones. You get these little nipples. And what I love about this watch is you can put this on a leather strap, and it looks amazing. It looks amazing. With the full gold, I think it's a little garish. Okay, it's a little bit garish. It's too much in your face. Now, we've had the ones where people put on a leather strap or rubber or whatever it is. It looks stunning. And when you do that, the watch can get beaten up. It's gold. It's not a big deal. And you could get one, again, for about 20 grand at the low end if you put that on the leather strap without the gold bracelet. And you know what? I think it would look amazing. The only weird thing is, a leather strap on a dive watch. It's a little weird because you don't go diving with a leather strap. But there's some great rubber straps you can get custom from like Jean Rousseau, some other makers, and it would look amazing, amazing. If I were to buy one of these, I would get one. Like, if I were shopping for Submariner, me personally, like I have the Bluesy, but I would get rid of that. I would get one in full gold and put it like on a rubber strap. But that's just me. Unbelievable, but true. Not a lot of these on the market. Again, there's not a lot of these. Probably about 30 of these on the market. And here is the newer version of that same watch. And this was made 2008, 2020. So again, you're getting a better, better bracelet. And again, the full gold. This picture, again, it's not that easy to find good pictures, guys. It's amazing. Please take good pictures. We really need some good pictures. So again, you can see, I mean, in person, the watch is stunning. Sometimes in pictures, they don't come out as well. And again, all these punters are taking bad pictures. you should be able to get one of these for about 30 grand, 30 grand. And you're going to want box papers. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why you want box papers for some of the newer models of the full gold watch. Because you know what? You know what? This is the type of watch that if you do wear it in certain places, you might get robbed. Okay, you might get robbed. This is not a watch you wear, in London. Okay, you don't wear. This is not a watch you wear in Europe. Okay, this collector here is in Asia. Okay, this guy's in Asia, like in Singapore somewhere. All right, fed bread quack. I don't know what that means. It must be some sort of reference. I don't know to something. But this guy Quack, he's in Asia. You wear this watch in Singapore, in Dubai, in Bahrain or somewhere. Nobody's going to bother you. I mean, you could probably leave this watch on the street. Nobody's going to pick it up. But maybe in Japan, no problem. In the U.S., well, yeah, it's a little dicey. A little dicey. In Europe, for sure not. For sure not. So that's why you're going to want one of these with box papers, basically to show somebody that this is not a stolen watch, okay? That's the whole point. When the flashier the watch is like this, you're going to want box papers just, so that the buyer has peace of mind that it's not stolen. Anyway, guys, that's the market update. We're going to wrap it up. For all you Submariner fanboys out there, these are kind of your more popular watches. Again, showing you kind of where the prices are. And you know what? The prices right now, if you're buying one of these, you're looking really at that low end. Whatever we're showing you on the price here, you're looking for the low end because the price on these watches is still pretty much drifting lower. There is, again, the Submariner is, mass production model. Plenty of these out there. So be patient. You can always get these. Again, when it comes to vintage, less of these out there. Obviously, look, this watch, there's like 30 of these out there, in market supply with a full bracelet, okay? Full bracelet, full gold bracelet. More of them without the bracelet. And again, this one, plenty. Yes. The bluesy, the King Tut. Not this one. This is, well, again, look, whatever you guys like, that up to you. Again, I prefer this. This is just such a stunning and elegant watch. Again, you're giving up the better, the more modern bracelet. You're not going to have that here, but the dial, I think, is just, it's got that nice vintage look. Plenty of these out there. The no date, very clean, very clean. It's kind of interesting, the no date, I think. And again, the older one's a little bit cheaper. The Hulk, very cool watch. Not my thing, but you know what? It's a cool watch. The green sunburst. It's quite interesting. I think this actually would look really interesting on a custom strap. Again, the problem is it's a dive watch, right? So, it would look great like on a green crocodile alligator strap, from, ABP, Jean Rousseau, I don't know, Chagrin, whatever. You can go crazy with this, or a green rubber strap. You can have a lot, but you're not going to be able to dive with the leather. Green rubber, no problem. And again, here's the classic. There is, again, plenty of these out there. Be patient. You can get these, no problem. I think these are going to be going for, I think these prices will probably go, into the 9 grand range within the next 6 months. No question. And of course, we have the another one of these classics with the date. And again, this is one of these watches that is also plenty of these out there heading lower. The date, the original 16610 classic watch. And again, this, you do have versatility. You can put these on all sorts of straps, whatever. Plenty of these out there. You should be able to get one at the lower end of that price range. And again, you don't need the box papers if you're buying one of these. I don't think it really is going to add anything, because there's so many of these. This is the kind of the commodity Rolex. So I would just, if I were buying one of these, I would get one, as cheap as possible, good, clean condition. And that, my friends, wraps it up for the Rolex Submariner market update. And again, these are great for it. Diving into the spreadsheet, maybe not so much going 500 feet below into the ocean, but yes, this is the spreadsheet diver watch. All right, leave your comments below, all you punters. Leave all your vicious and nasty comments below, and we will see you all on the next one.